Welcome, beautiful Paris Saint-Germain and family. We're here after the Europa League Final of Mnahcteser United and Tottenham Hotspurs. First of all, congratulations to Tottenham Hotspurs, winning their first official trophy since 2006, I believe. The Capital One Cup they won. I think their second European trophy ever. Biggest trophy in at least 40 years. This is a huge accomplishment for Tottenham. Obviously, going into the Champions League next season and all is also great. The money they will get from that, being part of the Champions League and so on. But no, this is a huge trophy for Spurs. When it comes to United, I mean, just not good. Just not good. And it's a bit crazy. United had a really tough path to this final. Atletico Bilbao, Lyon, they managed to go through them. Sociedad as well. But then here, complete garbage game. And honestly, both of these teams, not good at all. Like, this has been one of the worst Europa League. I mean, I've barely watched any Europa League finals, but this game was garbage. It was two teams, both of them are not good enough. Both of them are hoping, inshallah, for a Fugazi goal and then sit back on that. And that's exactly what Spurs did. I mean, Spurs, we should give them shout out. I want to give a shout out to Ange Postecoglou, because Ange Postecoglou usually, wants to play more attacking, more immediate attacking, but he decided in this game to be a bit more defensive, be a bit more conservative. Obviously, with this being an Europa League final, I think Ange showed way more experience in this game. Quality than Amorim, for example. I think Amorim was very naive in this game. He was basically a bit arrogant. He's like expected, yes, Diallo will cook him, then the goal was come maybe. Whilst Spurs, the plan was there from get-go. Give United the ball. Obviously, when it comes to the majority of the game, United have 73, basically because how Spurs played that first. But even in the first half, United had 63% possession. And Spurs, as you can see, they only have one chance. That was the goal. Apart from that, Spurs were just letting United have the ball because United are absolutely garbage with the ball. Like, complete garbage. A bit similar tactic. We got to be honest, Paris Saint-Germain, Arsenal. Paris Saint-Germain knew that Arsenal are a very good defensive side. Same Spurs. Spurs know that United, because they play a 5 at the back and Maguire and everything, they are a good defensive side. So you know what? Let them play offensive because they're not good offensive. Just like Arsenal. Complete garbage offensively. I mean, Arsenal, a little bit of Saka maybe. United, a little bit of Diallo. But it was, for me, a tactical masterclass from Ange. Gave United the ball. United did absolutely nothing with the ball for majority of the game. And Spurs, just clinical from their one chance. And then how Spurs got the goal, it wasn't anything new. It was exactly what they've been doing for majority of the game. Overloading that left-hand side. I think for the goal, it was Bentancur, Johnson, and Richarlison, I think. They put in the cross. Not Johnson, Papa Sarr. Then Johnson obviously makes a great one for the goal. And that's about it. When we look at all the opportunities, you can see, obviously, Solanke. I remember Solanke had a good chance. Obviously, the shot did not come off. So Spurs basically had two big chances. United, though, I mean, I'm trying to think of what United chance could have gone in. Casemiro here towards the end, you should have probably led it to Alejandro Garnacho, but it's in a tight moment and everything. Obviously, Shaw had that header towards the end. Diallo had this shot in the first half, but as you can see, not the highest XG. But the biggest one obviously has to be the Højlund one from the Vicario mistake. No clue what Vicario is doing. Højlund hits the ball over. But apart from that, both of these teams basically created absolutely nothing. And the difference between United and Spurs is that Spurs defended better than United in this game. And Spurs got the goal. United did not. Very strange final to watch. Basically, two relegation battling teams in a final against each other. Not that much offense at all. Mostly defensive. And you can see United 16 shots, but 0.85 XG. Showing that they took a lot of shots, a lot of inshallah shots. 3 big chances. What are United's big chances this game? Højlund. I think that was a bad header maybe from Højlund. What else big chance did United have? Because they're saying 3 big chances. I don't remember 3 big chances from United. I can only see the Højlund big chance. Well, let's go into the lineups. And you know what? Before I go into the lineups, the individual performances, Spurs, as I said, this is huge for them. United, they needed this mostly for the money. United are complete broke under the new Ratcliffe ownership. They need money. They needed the UCL this season. And they fumbled it. I think United did the toughest part in the Europa League this season. And then beating Spurs in the final, I think beating Lyon is harder. Beating Bilbao is harder, especially the 3-0 away they got. I don't know. Maybe United came in a bit arrogant. Maybe they were like, you know what, we're facing Spurs. It definitely felt a little bit of arrogance from United. While Spurs, they were fighting from the first minute until the last minute. Richarlison had to go out 50 minutes. Why? Because he'd been running his ass off. So Spurs, in terms of how much they wanted to win the final, they definitely wanted to win this final more than United. Their players showed way more passion and desire in the game. Going into the players, let's talk about the winning team. Vicario, 8.6. It should not be an 8.6. I don't think he made any great save. He made a couple of good saves, but obviously made like a mistake-ish in the first half. Then obviously that mistake in the second half. He's lucky this dude was there to clear it. And then when it comes to the Spurs defense, I felt all of them were really good, apart from Udogie when he wasn't helped out by the left midfielder. In the first half, it was Richarlison, and then when Son came on, he also helped Udogie double up on Diallo, and then Diallo barely did nothing. But when it was Diallo versus Udogie with that space, Diallo was cooking Udogie. But Van de Ven and Romero, just a great centre-back defensive game from them this game. Clearing everything, blocking everything. Absolutely huge. Pedro Porro put in some good crosses. The thing with Pedro Porro, he's a bit questionable defensively, just that United didn't have any good left winger. Obviously, when Garnacho came on, some energy was there, but he's not even that good. The double pivots, I felt they did their job. They were not good. They were not bad. Bissouma won a lot of headers as well and clearance and so on. Moving into the attack, all of them were bad. I think the main thing that the Spurs attackers did was, I think Johnson was good. He made a lot of great runs and so on. But what majority of the Spurs attack was, it was basically midfielders. Just defend. Press, run around. And that's why Sara got subbed out, Johnson, Richarlison, and so on. So yeah, that's the team's performance. United, Onana. Do we blame the goal on Onana? He could do better, but I don't blame it on him. I blame it on Maguire. I blame it on Shaw. He's just so bad defense. I blame it on Mazraoui for barely doing anything to close down that cross. Did nothing. But player for player, I think Yoro was good. I think Maguire was good. He was one of United's best players. Luke Shaw, barely saw him this game. Dorgu had a decent game. Bruno, tried his thing. Casemiro was decent as well. So the thing, individually, I don't think United were that bad. Diallo was good as well. The thing with United is more collectively. I felt we saw individual moments from Bruno, individual moments from Ahmad, individual moments from Maguire, but that the collectiveness wasn't there. Obviously, Ange has been with the Spurs team for 2 years now with majority of the same players. So maybe that's the excuse for United not. I didn't see that much chemistry from this United side. Obviously, Mount just recently came back into the starting lineup. Amad Diallo, same with him, both coming back from injuries. Mazraoui usually plays in this role, so maybe that was a bit different. Dorgo, obviously a new signing. Luchal just came back from injury as well. So I felt the chemistry. I didn't feel United knew what they were going to do. I don't think there was a plan for United in this game. Whilst when it comes to Spurs, there was a plan. Then the subs, there really isn't anything to talk about. None of them made any kind of impact at all. But for me, this game, the best summary of it is Amorim versus Ange. And shout out to Ange. Ange showed that he's the better manager than Amorim this game. He showed that he knows what it takes to win this game. He had a great plan to win this game. Whilst Amorim, it just felt like vibes. I don't know what his plan was to create opportunities for United. And yeah, Spurs are the winners of the Europa League. Very interesting. Very interesting. But yeah, that's basically it. Look at the stats. Yeah, nothing special. Bunch of yellow cards. More yellow cards for United in the beginning. Then it was more for Spurs here at the end. But right before halftime. After this, the second half started. But yeah, that's basically all of my thoughts about this game. Spurs, I think they deserved it in terms of how they played and in terms of the passion and desire to win this game. United, they looked clueless. Heavy critique on Amorim. And then we can't really talk about squad quality. Both teams a bit similar, even though I think Spurs have more individual quality. But Spurs were also missing a lot of players. United were also missing some players in this game. So I don't think there really is an excuse. I think the better team won today, even though the better team wasn't that great. They had the plan, stuck to it, perfected it. That's been from boy PSG. Hopefully, you guys may enjoy this quick reaction. And as usual, allez, Paris.